If this is your first time visiting my channel, you probably won't be aware that I've used 15 or more dedicated head shaves that I've done reviews on my website, shavingadvisor.com. You'd also see that I've done more than 20 or so videos of dedicated head shavers. And today I'm going to condense in all of my experience that I've had with electric head shavers since 2020 and putting it into a roundup of the best head shavers that I've used, or the ones that I prefer and my favourites. Just to give you an idea of some of the head shavers I have used, here are a few boxes here. We've got the Pitbull Platinum, FlexSeries Standard, we've got a Bald Express, Pitbull Gold, Pitbull Silver, Pitbull Palm, the standard one, Balder Pro, Remington Balder Pro, the Cut Buddy Bald Buddy, Microtouch Titanium head shaver, the FlexSeries Pro, the new one, the Dome shaver, and the Remington RX7. The Brio Rays. I'm sure there's some of us knocking around somewhere, but that'll do. I previously did an electric head shaver roundup video before. However, since then I've used a few other head shavers, and the prices have changed between some, and I've got some preferences towards some and the others over a period of time of using these. So this is an updated version. This is an updated video. These are the head shavers that I'll be covering on my roundup. Number one would be the Pitbull Gold Pro, Skull Shaver Pitbull Gold Pro. That was number one on my list last time, and it has been for some time now. Plus on the website shavingadvisor.com. Second on my roundup is the Skull Shaver Pitbull Silver. Now, this wasn't on my list previously, and I'll explain that shortly. Number three, the next shaver, which is new to the club, is the FreeBird FlexSeries Pro. This is an updated version from the previous Flex series, so that's number three on the list. Next is a head shaver that's been on my roundup list for some time now. Number four is the Remington Balder Pro. Outside of the USA, it is the Remington RX5. Number five on the roundup is the Microtouch Titanium. I had reservations about this shaver before, and I had it on the last roundup. However, it's still remained there because it's still running fine, and I'll explain a little bit more about that shortly. For each shaver, I cover the cost, the features and the design, and more importantly, how they shave, how they perform. It's worth taking note that electric head shavers are prone to some sort of faults. It's probably one of the biggest complaints amongst people that buy these electric head shavers is them suddenly breaking down quickly. And unfortunately, that's across the board with all of the electric head shavers. What we need really is to buy the head shaver from a company that has a good warranty period, so we can return it and get a replacement, and that they honour that. But you'll see quite a lot of complaints about head shavers packing up in a short period of time. I've not experienced much of that, not with these head shavers that I have here, but electrical items like these head shavers are prone to faults. So number one, the Skull Shaver Pitbull Gold Pro. While the Gold Pro is the most expensive on the list, it's the shaver that I find that has slightly better features than others and is slightly more comfortable than others. If I was to ignore the cost of a head shaver, this would be my number one choice. The cost of one of these is around about $100 US, and they can go up to about £110 in the UK, but you may be able to get one for about 100 quid. The replacement blades cost around £35, and we get a warranty of 12 months on one of these, plus a 30-day money-back guarantee. Any issues with it, you can return it straight away. However, one of the issues that I've seen people have about Skull Shaver is when you make the returns, you have to pay the postage and package, so that's something that's not worth noting and what some people dislike or not happy with. Let's take a look at the features and design of the Pro. The Pitbull Gold has the Skull Shaver patented design where you can hold the shaver in that position while shaving. Then also these two grooves here, you slot your fingers in, and you can use it in this ergonomically friendly manner, shaving the back of the head, etc. It has a percentage charge indicator, so this will show how much charge is left in the battery in percentage, and it provides 90 minutes runtime. The blades are all flexed together, but not only do they flex together, each blade as well moves separately. Now this helps the shaving along the various contours of the head. Pop the blade top off. Within here we have a collection shaver. This is very good for collecting the debris whilst we're shaving and very easy to clean out. Also in here we have this kind of nut here where if we undo that, you see an arrow. If we turn it that way, we can release the blades and take that section off and clean all of the blades separately if needed. The 1400 mAh battery will provide 90 minutes runtime. One of the things I like about the Pro is these blades. They're very comfortable, and these blades hug the head very well. You'll notice that when I move the shaver along the head, there's no kind of blade overlap, and it goes along all of the contours of the head very well. The blades are also very comfortable while I'm using it, and I get a very good end result, get a pretty close shave. Of course, not as close as what a manual razor would give me, but close enough and pretty good for an electric head shaver. Now I have become a fan of how we can hold the skull shavers. You know, I kind of like that design where we cup our hands in, and I've kind of become accustomed to that and got used to it, where I can cup my hands inside and just shave the back of the head easily, and even across the top of the back of the head. That design, I really like that design. Something useful as well is the run time on this. You get 90 minutes run time. And then I also like that battery charge indicator where you've got a percentage showing. I know that's an additional thing, it's not a deal breaker. However, I kind of like having that. I know we've got to pay extra for these kind of details, and it's kind of the bells and whistles. I mean, they're not necessary. However, they're nice to have. So my only negative really with the Pitbull Gold is the cost, you know, costing around $100, around £100. And then the cost of replacement blades, you know, $35 or £35. So yeah, that's the only negative. But if the money's not an issue, then it's a great head shaver. Now the next on my roundup is the Skull Shaver Pitbull Silver. So this is the next head shaver down from the Skull Shaver Pitbull Gold. Now previously I never had this on my list, and I actually did not do a video review of it. I had a review for it on the website shavingadvisor.com, but I never done a video about it. And that the reason is that the price was so similar to the Skull Shaver Pitbull Gold that for the extra features and battery runtime, I always veered towards the Skull Shaver Pitbull Gold. It just did not make sense if there was such a small price difference. However, recently, and this is for people in the US, the price dropped down on this somewhat to around about $65 from around about $90 it was. So it's become a bargain. I'm hoping they do it across the board and drop down the price in the UK and Europe as well, and kind of drop it down to around about £70 in the UK, or 75 euros approximately in the EU, because then it's, you know, it does drop the price down somewhat from the Gold Pro. Now I don't want to compare too much with this shaver and the Gold Pro. You can take a look in the description, you'll see a link to the comparison of this. I've got a video out where I shave with both of these and compare all the features together, so you can take a look at that in the description. So in the US you're going to pick one up for about $65-70 It used to be around about $90. In the UK it's going to cost around £85, which is about £15 less than the Skull Shaver Pitbull Gold. Now that's where I lean more towards the Skull Shaver Pitbull Gold, because that only that £15 difference. Now if it's like £25 difference, then I'm like, right, okay, that makes the Pitbull Silver you know, a bargain then, you know, worth going for, and not being concerned about the extra features that the Gold has. So let's have a look at the feature and design of the Silver Pro. The Silver has the patented design by Skull Shaver, where we can hold the shaver at the sides through these grooves, and we can also slide our fingers within these sections here and cup the shaver in our hands. That's designed for shaving around the back of the head area. Now, these blades all flex in together, and they also flex or press in individually. This is a good feature for shaving along the various contours of the head. These blades can be popped off there, and then within here we have a collection chamber, which is for collecting debris and easy to clean out. Within the blade head as well, we can also turn this where we see an arrow there, and we can take this section out and clean all these blades individually when needed. It has a simple indicator light indicating when the shave is switched on. This turns red once it's running out of charge. This light will also flash when we're recharging it. The whole of the head section can be removed and fits back in easy enough with these sections match. So what I like about the Silver Pro is pretty much like the Gold Pro, and it gives a nice comfortable shave. It has that feature of really good blades where the blades hug closely to the head and there's no overlap while shaving. It's a very comfortable shave. I think the Gold Pro might be a slightly more comfortable shave, but that's very slight, not much difference between them. And holding, like I said, with the Gold Pro, it has the ergonomics, the patented design that Skull Shaver has, you know, where you can cup it in your hands, and very ergonomically friendly, as they say. The other feature I like with the Silver is the same as the Gold as well, where we have this collection chamber here, which is really good for collecting debris. And another feature as well is these blades can be taken apart and be cleaned out thoroughly. So if I was saving my pennies and I could get one of these for $70 or around about £70, £75 maybe, then I'd go for the Silver Pro. It's a very good head shaver. So third on my list is a shaver from FreeBird FlexSeries Pro. The FlexSeries Pro is an interesting one and just joined my roundups. This only came on the market a few months ago in 2024, towards the end of 2024. I have the standard Flex Series as well. However, I didn't find that performed that well, and was definitely not on one of my roundups. However, once they brought this Flex Series Pro out, this is a completely different shaver and a very good shaver. Like Skull Shaver, FreeBird is a US company, so people from the US get the best deal on this. Now the price of one of these, in the US the price has changed somewhat and probably will change again. It was around about $90 when it first came out, then they switched the price right down to around about $60. So at $60 this is pretty much a steal. You know, that's become cheaper than what the Silver Pro is. But whether that price will stick or not, I don't know. Now, outside of the US, you're going to get it for that price, but you're also going to have to pay for the shipping costs as well. So let's take a look at the features of the design. It comes with a nose and ear trimmer. And if I can get that out, it comes with a hair trimmer as well. It also comes with 3 different combs for the trimmer. There's a 3, 5 and 7mm combs. Right, so the head attaches onto this section here. You can see that section there matches here. That clips on easily enough. You can take the blades off, fit the trimmer onto that section if you want to fit the trimmer onto there, or the nose and ear trimmer. The body of the shaver has like an anti-slip finish, and it also has these rubberized sides, provides grip when we're shaving. Now the shape is a little bit peculiar because it's kind of rectangle, whereas the old Flex series and the Remington Balder Pro or Remington RX5 here, that also fits better in the palm. That rectangle shape is slightly peculiar, but it still holds in the palm well enough. Now the important part that FreeBird has made a change with, and that's these blades. These flex in the 4 blades together. However, these blades also flex individually, which is all very useful for moving along the various contours of the head while shaving. Now this only has 4 rotary blades, whereas the old Flex series had 5, and the Remingtons also have 5. But then again, the skull shavers only have 4, and I don't believe it makes a huge amount of difference. I think the shaves just as well. The extra blade in the centre definitely doesn't make a major difference, because if we look at the way this folds in, it's still getting shaved in there. So yeah, definitely not a deal breaker not having a blade in the centre there. Now you get 90 minutes run time, and there's 3 lights that will light up here, indicator lights. Now 3 means it's got up to 100% charge. When it goes down to 66% or less charge, when it goes down to 1, it's 33% or less. That's time to plug it in and get it recharged. And it has a useful travel lock, so you hold the button in. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. That's locked up now, so that can't come on by accident. Then press it in and hold it again for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it, and it's back on. This also has a collection chamber here, so this will collect any debris whilst we're shaving. Not all head shavers have this. Some of them don't have much of a collection chamber. This does have one of them. So the performance of Flex Series Pro is really good. It has the same type of comfort that the skull shavers has, because it has a similar sort of blade system where the blades push inside together, flex together, but then they also flex individually. So when you're shaving along the contours of the head, it stays close to the head and it doesn't leave any overlap at all. Now these blades are very comfortable as well. Maybe the skull shaver is slightly comfortable what these are, but they're pretty comfortable compared to other head shavers, some other head shavers. Now the one thing, the ergonomics, it's quite peculiar for me at first because of it being this square shape. However, it holds well in the palm of the hand, and I soon got used to that. I think it's because I was used to using other types of head shavers, especially the skull shavers, and looking for that sort of feel. However, that rectangle shape, peculiar at first, but then it's got grip on it, and it's it sits in the palm of the hand well enough. The Flex Series Pro also has the 90 minutes run time, so that's similar to the skull shaver Pitbull Gold. The bottom line is Flex Series Pro is a great option, especially if you're going to pick it up for about $60. That's kind of a steal. So next up, number 4 on the list is the Remington Balder Pro, known in the UK as the Remington RX5. So this has been on my roundup since the beginning of time, which was 2020 when I first started reviewing these head shavers. However, it has dropped down somewhat on my list now, and that's more due to the blade system, having other head shavers that have a more comfortable blade system, and for me being willing to pay that extra to have a nice comfortable blade system. Not to say these are really uncomfortable, it's just they're not as comfortable as the other head shavers like the skull shavers and the Flex Series Pro. This can be a good option outside of the US, like in the UK and Europe, because it only costs around about 50 UK pounds or about 55 US dollars. One of the things about the Remingtons is I have more faith in them honouring the warranty period. So that's something to think about if these break down, isn't it? Is being able to return them easy enough. And I know Remington are very easy to deal with in that way. In the USA currently it's priced up around about $55, and in the UK it's priced about £50, so it's a fair price. So let's have a look at the features and design of the Balder Pro RX5. First of all, you get 50 minutes run time, so 4 hours of charge, and you'll get 50 minutes of run time on this. The blade cover protects the blades. These blades all flex in and out together along the contours of the head. To remove the blades, there's a section here. Here is a collection chamber where all the debris gets collected. As well as these flex in, this also pivots in various directions. This is the rubberized grip area. That's how it holds. This here is a detail trimmer for cutting in the sideburns or any hairs you find difficult to get with a shaver. You can remove the whole blade head just by pulling here. If you notice there's a hexagon shape, and here that fits back in together when you have to replace the head. The power button here is tucked away, not too conspicuous in the way at all. There's no indication light when it's switched on, but if the battery begins to lose charge, an indicator light will come on. Plus, when you put it on to charge, the indicator light will come on. Now, the Balder Pro, I do like the shape of it, and I like the ergonomics. I like how it holds in the hand. Now, one negative compared to the other head shaves I've mentioned, although it has a decent blade system that folds in and hugs to the head somewhat, there is kind of blade overlap, so it doesn't stay close to the scalp as well as the other head shavers, and the blades are not quite as comfortable. You know, there is some kind of roughness there, and I know when I first started using them, if I don't use it for a while as well, the first couple of shaves I will get some redness on the back of my head, but that shit soon eases off. But the end result is still the same. You know, I get the same closest of what I get with school shaves or any other head shaver. There's no difference there. I'd like to mention as well is the upgrade from the Balder Pro, which is the Balder Boss, which outside of the US is the RX7. Now, this was a nice upgrade. However, it depends on the price, how much you're going to pay for it. Because I know in the US, so we've got the Balder Pro is $55 US, and the Remington Balder Boss is $100. That's way too much for it. If it's around about $70, then yeah, it'd be worth going for the Balder Boss, because it does have some added features. There's a bit more flex in the blades. There's a turbo feature, and that it fits in the hand slightly better. However, I would consider the Balder Boss RX7 if the price difference isn't too much. If it's an extra $20 US or £20 more, then I would go for it. If it's much more than that, then I'd go for the Balder Pro. But anyway, I've done a comparison of these. So there's a video for these one that you can take a look in the description, where I compare the features and I do a side-by-side shave with them, and you can take a look at that rather than me going into too much depth about the comparison between these two in this video. But I'll just keep that in mind. If you think about going for the Balder Pro, the RX5, then do take a look at the RX7 Balder Boss, just in case the price has come down somewhat. It's just something to keep in mind. Last but not least is a Microtouch Titanium, number 5 on my list. Now, this is the head shave that I had reservations about putting on my last roundup. However, after that last roundup, I decided to test it out further. If anything happened and it broke, as some people have mentioned in reviews, then I was going to take it off the roundup, and also on my webpage I was going to note it on there. But I carried on using it for a while, and you know what? It's kept working for me. It's been fine. Now, in the US it costs around $50, and in the UK around about £50. Let's take a look at the features and the design of this Microtouch Titanium then. Now, the blades flex here, but not only do they flex there, each individual blade also flexes. I hope you can see that. That slightly flexes there, which is very good for going along the various contours of the head. We remove the blades there for cleaning. These can also come apart separately, but you wouldn't want to do this unless the blades really get clogged or a repair needs to be done. They come apart and go on easy enough. This is rubberized here and has some grip when you're holding it. Power it on. Now, it has a travel lock, so if you hold the button for 5 seconds, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there you go, it flashes. That's locked now, so it can't accidentally go on when you're traveling. Then hold it for 3 or 4 seconds and it works again. It's held like that when shaving. These blades are titanium. I guess that you can tell that by being called the Microtouch Titanium. If you look at the blade angle as well, some shavers, they are just kind of straight like that, and they may arch in a bit when you're using them, or they may just stay that way. But these already start with arching in that way, which I think is a really useful feature alongside these flexing. You get about 60 minutes run time. When you first get it, you have to charge it for 3 hours, but after that you charge it for much less. It can also be used without the cord, so if any problem happens with the battery and the battery no longer works, as they do with these shaves after a period of time, then you can still use it corded. Something I really loved about this head shaver, and because it wasn't too expensive, was the comfort of these blades. I mean, you can see these kind of already arching before they are pressed at all, you know, and these flex and they flex. So this is similar to the school shaver head shavers plus the FlexSeries Pro. However, it was much cheaper, and it has that where the blades hook to the skin perfectly, and it's extremely comfortable, very comfortable head shaver, and I get just as close a shave from this as any of the other head shavers. My one issue was it being round. The round shape was just peculiar. I was like, why don't I just make it a similar shape to, you know, the Balder Pro RX5 or, you know, something. But after I'd used it a few times, I was like, oh, that's all right actually, because it has, you know, it has grip, rubberized section around there, and I was like, that's all right, you know. Yeah, we don't get caught up too much on the shape, and yeah, I got used to the shape. Now, one of my gripes this is like, okay, they've got a 30-day money back guarantee, but I don't see any warranty period. So I think there's kind of some risk attached to these, that if it does break down, you know, will they honour some sort of warranty and returns? I mean, I cannot say that they will or that they won't. But until my next roundup in about 12 months, I'm going to keep using this and see how it performs still. And if anything changes with any of these head changes, it can be updated on my website. You'll see a link to that description on the page. So any issues will be noted on there, and then issues will be noted on there as and when they happen. Where that I can't really do that with video, can I? I cannot update the video, but the website page can be updated straight away. So that just about covers it. I have used many other head shavers, electric head shavers. However, these ones are my favourites and my go-to at the moment, and ones that I would recommend. I only want to include 5 on the list just to keep it simple and not to overcomplicate it. You'll notice that I give a lot of attention to the comfort of the blades and how they hug close to the scalp. Now, this has just become very apparent to me over the years of that it's just a very important feature, and I kind of put that above having a longer battery run time, the shape of the head shaver. The blade system is the #1 thing for me, and I'm checking if they're comfortable, give a close enough shave, and if those blades stay close to the scalp. That's kind of an overview for all of these head shavers, but if you need to know more detail, then just take a look at all the individual reviews in the description, and then I'll have videos for them, plus I've got web pages for each of them on the website shavingadvisor.com. If you'd like to stay up to date on the latest reviews that are coming out, do hit the subscribe when you're getting notification once the video is live. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.